This is the brand new CJ7 kit from TWS RC, and in today's video we're going to be building this vehicle up from start to finish to give you guys an overview. I want to give a big thanks to TWS for sending this kit out to take a look at here on the channel. In the box, since it's a kit, you receive everything you need besides electronics, paint, and tools. So that includes all of the parts and hardware to build the chassis, axles, transmission, transfer case, and the shocks. Then of course a body, wheels, and tires are also included, which is nice. Getting right into the build, you start by putting together the front axle and steering assembly. This vehicle uses two A162 axles from TWS, which are completely made of plastic apart from the internals. This kit uses ball bearings throughout, and the ring and pinion gears are actually heat treated and spiral cut, so it seems like these axles should hold up well to your usual abuse out on the trails. I used marine grease from Dynamite to grease the gears. When it comes to the steering servo, I decided to throw on one of these Savox SW1210SG waterproof metal gear servos that I had sitting around. This kit does give you a couple of options when you're setting up your servo. You can either have it mounted in the chassis or directly on the front axle. I went with the axle mounted setup to keep the weight down low. I did have to trim the top of both mounting tabs off my servo so it would clear the chassis when the suspension cycles. You pretty much repeat the same process to assemble the rear axle, but instead of your steering components you just use lockouts. Next up is the transfer case and transmission. Both use plastic gears. There's 3 in the transfer case and actually a full planetary setup in the transmission. My kit included a metal upgrade for the planetary, which is not only more durable, but it combines a lot of the parts that would typically be separate in the plastic version. When you reach step 3-1, you're going to have to use parts from both the step 3 and step 5 hardware bags. They have a note to let you know that on each bag, so you're probably just going to want to dump everything out of both bags so you can easily see what you need between the two. There are quite a few pins required for the drivetrain of this truck, and sometimes it can be hard to tell which size is which when you're looking for them, so you can either measure them on the bottom of each page of the instructions, or you can match them up directly to the pictures in the back of the manual. To finish off the transmission, you install the motor. Since this is a smaller truck with limited space, I decided to try out one of the Spectrum 2-in-1 motor and ESC combos. I'm really excited to try the system out. I went with the 1400 kV version. The manual doesn't call for it, but I'd recommend adding some Loctite to the 2 screws that thread into the end of your motor just to keep them from backing out over time. The shocks went together pretty smoothly. While I was assembling them, I used Team Associated green slime on the O-rings to get a better seal. It appears that they included a couple of extra E-clips in the kit, which is nice. I actually bent and eventually broke one of the E-clips after I slipped with the pliers as I was snapping one on the shock shaft. The manual calls for around 28 to 30 drops of shock oil, but I was able to fit a few extra drops in each shock. TWS offers some tunability with a longer set of soft springs, a shorter set of stiff springs, and some preload clips, so you can tune the shocks however you like. The center drive shafts are similar to what you see on a lot of kits these days. It's a very strong design from my experience, so I expect these to hold up well. This CJ7 kit is based on the CTS chassis from TWS, which has been out for a little while now, but the wheelbase for this CJ7 is actually 252 millimeters, so it's 10 millimeters longer than the 242 millimeter setup on the previous VTR kit. If you follow the steps in the manual, you'll be building the truck to have the 242 millimeter wheelbase, so you'll have to refer to the last page of the manual in order to build the truck to fit the CJ7 body. There's some paperwork that's included to warn you of this, but I actually forgot about it and built my kit as the 242 millimeter wheelbase initially. So once the kit was built, I just went back to change it. All I had to do was remove a handful of screws, slide the rear end back 1 hole on the chassis, and swap one of the half shafts out for a longer one in the rear drive shaft. So it's really not a big deal to switch back and forth. However, I don't believe that the 3x14 millimeter screws that are required for the shock towers are included unless I just didn't see it. The tires that are included are soft and look pretty scale. They had a residue on them from the factory, so if you have the time, you might want to wash them before gluing. These TWS kits have a couple of wheel variations. This kit included the Type B wheels, which I think look pretty cool. Once you get the tires mounted on the wheels and the wheels mounted on the truck, you can install the rest of the electronics. I mounted the ESC button on one side of the truck and a Spectrum SR215 2-channel receiver on the other side. I bound this receiver to the Spectrum DX5 rugged transmitter that I have the rest of my vehicles on. The battery tray in this truck has 2 removable plastic clips to hold the battery in. You really can't adjust them, so it basically limits you to a 2S LiPo. I'm going to be running a Gens Ace RS 5800 mAh 2S pack. It fits great in the battery tray and it uses an XT90 connector, so I had to switch the plug coming from the motor and ESC to an XT90 as well. The CJ7 body that's included is super detailed. There's a bunch of different ways you can build it. TWS includes a sheet of decals that you can stick on the Lexan body, or you can use the thin double-sided tape that's included to install hard plastic accessories. There's an optional set of mirrors, door hinges, handles, windshield wipers, and even light buckets for the front and rear. To install the hard plastic grille, you just cut out the Lexan grille and it fits right in. I used a combination of the decals and hard plastic pieces on my kit. There's a full interior included with even more hard plastic scale details. I ran out of black paint, so I couldn't finish mine for this video, but I do plan to complete and install it at a later date. TWS has a special deal running until the end of the year where a Lexan inner fender well set is included with each kit, which is a great upgrade to have if you want to keep the inside of your truck clean. Overall, I was very impressed with all of the options you have while building this kit. Now, the truck is mostly plastic, but since it's small and light, I don't think it'll be much of an issue. Chances are you won't be buying this truck to comp crawl with. I'll put a link to this vehicle in the video description, along with where you can follow TWS RC on social media. Be sure to check them out, and thanks again to TWS RC for sending this kit out. Like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.